The first time you use a prompt, it takes 5 minutes to write. The 10th time, it takes 10 seconds to find and fill in. That's the compound value of a prompt library. And today, I'll show you how to build one. 14 prompts, every testing task covered, ready to use in your next sprint. Subscribe so you don't miss Module 4. And if you want me to review your library once you've built it, send it to my email. I'll give you feedback. Here's what we're covering. Why a prompt library is one of the highest value things you can build as a tester who uses Claude, and why it gets more valuable the longer you use it. How to structure your library so any prompt is findable in seconds. The complete 14 prompt starter library, one for every task covered in this series, ready to copy into your tool of choice today. How to improve a prompt when the output isn't good enough, and how to share your library with your team to raise the quality of everyone's AI output at once. Let me show you the difference. Without a library, you start every prompt from scratch. The quality varies depending on how you phrased it that day. Your best prompts get lost after the conversation ends, and every tester on your team is doing something different. With a library, you open it, fill in the feature name, run it. Same quality every time. Your best work is preserved and available. The whole team uses the same proven approach. The difference in time is enormous over a sprint. We're talking hours, but the bigger benefit is consistency. A good prompt from 6 months ago is still good today. A great insight about how to phrase the context section still applies to every feature you'll ever test. The library is where all of that compounds. Let me show you exactly what a library looks like in practice. On the right is a Notion page. This is one entry in your library. At the top, category, when to use it, and what to expect back. Then the prompt itself, with the parts that change every time shown in orange brackets. Feature name, app name, user story. Everything else stays the same forever. The 4 steps to set it up. 1. Create 1 page per prompt and give it a clear name you can search for. 2. Fill in the 5 fields, when to use, the prompt, placeholders, expected output, and notes. 3. The orange bracket parts are the only things that change each time. Everything else is fixed. 4. Next sprint, open the page, copy the prompt, fill in the orange parts, and paste it into Claude. Here's the full workflow in 4 steps. Step 1. You're about to test a checkout feature. You open your library and search for the task. You find generate test cases in 5 seconds. Step 2. Copy the prompts and replace the orange placeholders. It says feature name. You change it to checkout page. It says paste user story. You paste your user story. Takes 30 seconds. The rest of the prompt stays exactly the same. Step 3. Paste the filled-in prompt into Claude at claude.ai. Step 4. Claude returns a complete set of test cases. Copy them into Jira. Total time from opening your library to having test cases in Jira, under 2 minutes. That's the value of the library. Not just the first time, every single sprint, for every single feature, for the rest of your career. Now, where does your library actually live? The best place is a Claude project. Here's exactly how to set it up. Step 1. Go to claude.ai, click Projects in the left sidebar, and hit New Project. Name it QA Testing with Claude. Step 2. Open any text editor, Notepad on Windows, TextEdit on Mac. Paste all 14 prompts in, give each one a heading, and save it as a plain text file. Call it something clear like qapromptlibrary.txt. Step 3. Inside your project, you'll see a panel on the right side called Project Knowledge. Click the plus button and upload your file. That's it. 1 upload, done forever. Step 4, and this is the magic. Every time you start a new chat inside that project, your library is already there. You don't paste the full prompt anymore. You just type, use prompt 1 from my library. Feature, shopmate checkout. Here's the user story. Claude reads your file, finds the prompt, fills in your details, and runs it. 1 upload, every sprint from now on. Here are the first 7 prompts in your starter library. Prompts 1 through 4 are your core testing tasks, test cases, bug reports, exploratory session charters, and test data generation. These are the ones you'll use most often. probably every sprint. Prompts 5 through 7 are your planning prompts: test planning, test suite audit, and regression pack generation. These get used at the start and end of sprints. Together, these 7 prompts cover everything from Module 2 of this series. Fill in the feature name, app name, and any required context, and you're done. Copy all 7 into your prompt library file right now. The remaining 7 cover the advanced use cases from Module 3. Prompt 8 for API test cases. Describe your endpoint and get a full test pack with Postman assertions. Prompt 9 for accessibility audits. List your UI elements and get WCAG 2.1 issues with severity ratings. Prompt 10 for security test cases based on OWASP. Prompt 11 for understanding complex specs. Prompt 12 for SFDIPOT attack ideas during exploratory testing. Prompt 13 for rewriting vague test cases. And Prompt 14, one of my favorites, for analyzing unexpected behavior during a live testing session. 14 prompts. Every testing task this series has covered. Copy the whole set into one text file, upload it to your Claude project, and you have a library you can use in your next sprint. There's also a bonus tip at the bottom of this slide. If Claude's output is too generic, just add "the last output was too generic," add more detail for area, and it will immediately improve. The library only works if you keep it updated. When a prompt gives you weak output, here are the 4 most common reasons and how to fix each one. Problem 1. Output is too generic. This usually means your context section is too thin. Add the full user story, acceptance criteria, or spec. The more specific the input, the more specific the output. Problem 2. Missing important test types. You asked for test cases and only got happy path tests. Fix it by explicitly stating what you want. Ensure at least 3 negative cases and 2 edge cases are included. Problem 3. Wrong format. Claude returned a numbered list, but you need a table for Jira. Never leave format to chance. State the exact columns and structure every time. Format as a markdown table with exactly these columns. Problem 4. Too shallow for a complex feature. Add a specific instruction at the end. Pay special attention to the payment failure rollback logic. Generate at least 5 tests that cover this rule in depth. Every time you make one of these fixes, update the library entry. The next sprint, that improvement is already built in. After 3 months, your prompts are significantly better than the day you wrote them. Let's close out Module 3. Today you built a prompt library, a personal collection of tested, refined prompts that means you never start from scratch again. You have 14 prompts covering every testing task in this series. You know how to structure each entry with placeholders, so filling it in takes 30 seconds. You know how to upload it to a Claude project, so it's always available. And you have 4 ways to fix any prompt that gives you weak output. That's Module 3 done. 5 advanced use cases, all powered by Claude and the RCTF framework. You've now completed videos 4 through 15, 12 videos covering every core and advanced testing task a QA tester does. In Module 4, we move into real-world workflows. How Claude fits into a full sprint, from planning to release. How to use it in a team environment. And how to stay current as the tools continue to evolve. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and when you've built your library, even if it's just a few prompts to start, email it to me. I'll give you feedback and tell you what I'd add.